Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us. It is the Barreto Boys. We're here, speak on it live for the championship weekend. I'm Dylan Barreto, podcast poppy. I'm with Big Brother Steven Barreto. Hello.
Hello.
And boy, do we have some games that happened today. And I want to start this off with the game that just finished up. Detroit Lions versus the San Francisco 49ers in a game where Dan Campbell actually just coached the game away. Flat out. And I would like to go back in time, if you will, Steven, to the Thanksgiving game recap that we had where we talked about the Niners and the Packers and how Dan Campbell went for it like 6 times on 4th down. Granted, they went like 3 and fucking 3 on them. And I said in that game, if I'm a Detroit Lions fan, it's absolutely horrifying every time Dan Campbell sees 4th down because he sits there, he's like, fuck it, let's do it. And it's real cute when you're doing it and you're making it and you're converting. But I forgot what movie it's from, but where it's like, you know what? Now that you're thinking about it, it's kind of fucked up. There's going for it. It's cool and all, but now when you're going for it and it's not turning out your way, it's kind of really fucked up and dumb that you're doing that. Because if you didn't go for it on 4th down the 2 times you went for it, you would have won.
I want to point out the preview show, we previewed the season. I said I don't trust this Lions team. And then I went back on my word last week because I don't trust them. And I picked them to go to the Super Bowl in the show last couple days, Wednesday night. And it looked promising from the beginning. And then the second half happened. And the 49ers get the ball at halftime. They kick the field goal. You're in field goal range. Detroit, you have to keep putting points on the board. You have to make it a different game. Because then, now we're going to have all these fuckers try to convince everybody that Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. When all these interceptions, they did not get. Hit a guy in the face, and that I don't want to hear nothing about Purdy. Oh, that was such a lucky pass.
Shout out to Brandon Ayuk, because any below average receiver sees that ball hit the pass, they kind of just stop running. Ayuk just stayed with it and just was right place, right time. That's really it.
With it because that shit was about to get picked. He was going to have to play defense.
And Ayuk already was playing corner in the first quarter. On that first drive where Purdy just sailed the ball and it was almost picked off.
And you have to kick the field goal because then you don't want to give them the momentum. What happens? They get the ball, fumble. Now they're right back in the fucking game. Now it's a freaking 10-point swing because you didn't want to kick the field goal. Okay, we don't know if the kicker was going to make it, but you have to put the points up. It makes it a different game.
I'm going to refer back to our group chat. To 8:07 p.m., which was the final 10 seconds in the first half, where I said, it took Dan Campbell an awfully long time to make that kicking decision for that field goal. The internal battle to not go for it is hilarious to watch in real time. He's going to be pissed at himself running in the locker room because he didn't go for it. And then I went and I texted the podcast group chat, and I said he went into halftime and then told himself he was never kicking again. This is all before he elected to not kick for it. This is all before the second half where he decided, I'm not kicking the fucking ball. I'm not going to do it. It's real cute and real awesome as a fan base when you make these 50-50 decisions when they work out. right now, it's real fucked up. Fans got to see it firsthand. Maybe we shouldn't go for it on 4th down all the time.
Because here's the thing. This is this was the window for the Lions. This was their window. 24 to 24 to 7 at halftime. You're up 21 going into halftime. First team to ever lose that game. This was your window because your offense coordinator probably going to be the head coach of the Communists. You're going to have bring in a new coordinator. You don't know if he's as good as Ben Johnson. And then you got the rise of Jordan Love and the Packers.
Whatever happens with the Bears.
Whatever happens with the Bears, whatever is going on with the Vikings. This was your little window to do something. And Dan Campbell took it away. It took it away. They were in that one at halftime. He was literally talking on the headset, and they were convincing him to kick that field goal. He was going to go for that.
He took the majority of the game clock, called a timeout, took the entire timeout up until like 15 seconds.
Talking on that headset. And they're like, let's just, like, it. You only got 10 seconds here. It's 4th down. You want to leave with some type of points. You just feel.
Greg Olsen sitting there like, he's taking a long time. Like, anybody else, like, he's leaving the offense on the field. Oh, nope, he's kicking. He got told to kick it. Dan did not want to kick it. He wanted to go for it.
And then the 49ers, they just made the adjustment at halftime. They're like, oh, you guys keep matching personnel. We're just going to throw. We're going to throw. We come out 2 tight ends. You match. We're throwing. Give up a lot of yards. You have to kick these field goals.
We have a special guest here who picked the Lions to win and go to the Super Bowl, but is acting like he picked the Niners. It's Anthony. Anthony who doesn't take any accountability for anything, is now decided that he's going on a deflection tour throughout the chat. So everybody, welcome Anthony. There he is.
He picked the
He picked the Lions.
Listen. I just want to pop them real quick, because I couldn't miss tonight.
Don't worry, I'm gonna remove you once you start doing stupid shit.
I had to chime in for 2 seconds, man. Listen, guys, Swifty Nation.
I kicked him out. I'm not dealing with this.
I'm
not dealing with this. I'm kicking him out.
Before halftime to have that Eminem diss track to Taylor Swift.
Anthony fell asleep the first half. He fell asleep at halftime and then came back in the 4th quarter. It was like, "What, Dylan? You want me to apologize?" I'm like, "You picked the Lions. I don't owe you an apology." He watched Brock Purdy play like shit in the first half, and granted, Purdy played a much better second half. Right? I will give him all the credit in the world on that. He played a much better second half. Started using his legs. Was creating shit. Good for them. Right? But we can't ignore how bad that first half was. He had a 39 quarterback rating, and I had to let Anthony know that Brock Purdy could have went out at the beginning of the game and spiked the ball 13 times straight. It would have had a better QBR than what he finished halftime with.
It don't matter because you know what? They're facing God at quarterback.
Listen, we'll get to that game too because
this is a fireable offense. This is the problem. This is a fireable offense. You cannot. You have to kick the field goals, whether the kicker makes them or not. It's not going to be a pressure kick to have the lead, and you take away that one. It's that one lucky play to Ayuk that just changed the fucking game. That was the change of the game right there.
Which was, again, hell of a play by Ayuk. Hell of a fucking play. That shit was so Like, it's shit you dream of as a receiver. Just like, oh, a gimme? Like, he fucked up? Bet. The DB is so uncoordinated, he wasn't able to catch that easy interception to him. Bet. I'm just going to be right place, right time. Dink.
Ben,
What a dime by Brock Purdy. Right off guy's face mask, just like he planned.
yeah, 5 yards in front of nowhere near his receiver. Good job, Brock.
And the Lions' offense in that second half was just fucking bad. Bad. The Lions' offense was bad, and then the defense, who we knew it wasn't good, but this whole playoff run they've been in has played well above their head. Well above their head. And they're playing well above their head again in the first half, and then just crumbled.
Like I said every coach, the coaching was so bad in this second half from every coach on this fucking team. It's a bunch of fireable offenses. Ben Johnson's not going to be there next year. So this was the window. This was, if there was any year for the Lions to go to the Super Bowl, it was this one because of what's coming in their future.
What was I going to say? I had something. I completely blanked on it. But Dan Campbell, I hope he takes this. Oh, no, I got it. So Rod said, oh, the Lions going to be around for a long time. And I said, or the same thing that happens last time they went to an NFC Championship game happens again, where it's 30-something years of just awful.
Because here's the thing. And even if they won this game and they went to the Super Bowl, it was the window. It had to happen this year. Because next year, everything's changing. You're going to, Jordan Love, you got free agency, the draft. The Packers are here. You're losing a coordinator. You got to replace him. Now, what are you going to do? You going to do what the Eagles did? Because this is what the Eagles did. They lost Shane Steichen and lost Jonathan Gannon. So it's like, what are we going to do? We're going to, instead of hiring outside, we're going to promote from within. You would think, they knew the system we ran. You'd think they'd follow it. And they fired both their coordinators at the end of the year, bringing in outside. And so what are you going to do? Are you going to promote from within or go grab an offense coordinator? If you promote from within, that person's not Ben Johnson that was calling the plays for them. One. And then if you bring in an outsider, he's going to run his offense. So you're going to have to learn a new offense. Because you promote from within, you don't know if he's going to run it exactly. Because Brian Johnson, he didn't run the same exact offense Shane Steichen did. He was there, promoted from within.
Now, well, at least Ben Johnson's not going to be there, so they have to figure that out. But I don't know how Aaron Glenn keeps his job. I really don't know how Aaron Glenn keeps his job because he's a bad defensive coordinator. So I don't get it. Don't get it at all, but he'll still be there. Whether they like it or not, they're going to get mad that the results aren't any different when they keep just... Hopefully they can figure out a way to upgrade their defense on the back half and then maybe get an edge rusher and then upgrade the linebackers and DBs because they just don't work.
They needed another rusher.
They need another edge rusher bad.
Another rusher because at the end of that game they could when the DBs actually locked down the receivers, they couldn't get the sack. They couldn't get a sack. And Purdy would run around and Purdy had fucking 58. How many yards rushing he had? Like 50 yards rushing? 58?
48. Just run around like a madman. The linebackers nowhere to be found. We knew that linebacking core was weak. We knew the corners. They upgraded from last year, but they're still dog shit. And then it's C.J. Gardner-Johnson and nobody else. There's massive upgrades that need to happen on that side. And then again, losing Ben Johnson's going to hurt because you don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And who knows? This may also be like the last time you get this version of Jared Goff.
Yeah.
That's the problem where it's like, all right, well,
He flourished under Ben Johnson. That's the thing.
you get Ben Johnson out of here as Jared Goff, the pumpkin. It turns right back to the pumpkin. And then you have to go rock with the other guys. You got to hope Hendon Hooker's healthy for you to come in there and see what you got. Granted, I like Hendon Hooker, but I don't know. And under Ben Johnson, I would be like, okay, let's rock.
Free agent too. So then they're gonna have to make a decision now.
Pony up money for Goff, for top 10 quarterback money for Goff.
Went to the NFC Championship game.
Listen, the Rams went to a Super Bowl with him and got rid of him. So we will see.
Thing.
Chiefs Ravens. Kansas City Chiefs 17, Ravens 10. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and this Kansas City Chiefs team for going into the bank and robbing it. Because they showed up at that arena and Pat Mahomes did that thing he did where he really good at football, made some great plays, and just balled the fuck out. Travis Kelce did that thing where he remembered he was one of the 3 greatest tight ends ever and showed up. They had 0 answers for Travis today. 0.
He's not 3. He's the.
That's fine with me. We can go there. He's the greatest tight end ever. And he remembered because all season he wasn't. I would know. I had him in fantasy. But it's amazing that he went to the playoffs. Is like, oh wait, I'm Travis fucking Kelce.
In the first half of this game, Mahomes knew what the fuck they were running on defense. He got him every time. When they come out in zone, they throw it to the flat, the running back in the flat, or a receiver in the flat. They get 8 yards, and then when he'd catch him in man every time with crossers. He got him in. And the rate, like Romo pointed out, they want to play zone, but Mahomes destroys zones. And they try to play man. He was destroying them when they were trying to play man. And offensive, like the Chiefs aren't that good at stopping the run. And I know we're gonna come at Todd Monken, but last year we're complaining about this offense running too much. And then this year we're gonna be complaining that they didn't run enough.
Yeah.
Had 3 carries. Look at this. Justice Hill, 3 carries. 3 carries. Why'd you stop running the ball? Gus Edwards had like one, what was like 18-yard run in the beginning of the game. Like, why? Because you fucking threw the ball so many goddamn times, and then your routes. I don't know what they were running, but it was covered every time. Everybody was covered on this fucking team, and Lamar had no place to fucking throw to. And Odell's dad wants to get on Twitter and talk about I need a new fucking. Yeah. How about your fucking son show up?
How about Zay Flowers doesn't like implode on the football field?
Yeah, that's a problem too. Zay Flowers literally fucking rookie dumb shit that and also the Ravens committing these bonehead penalties.
Kyle Van Noy.
Before halftime, roughing the passer. And then whatever, they had another freaking there was another dumb penalty.
Personal foul, Van Noy with the Travis Kelce. There was the Jadeveon Clowney
with that, and then they rough fucking Mahomes, and then they rough Mahomes again later in the game. They couldn't get out of the way. Dumb, stupid penalties.
It was unbelievable. Like Lamar doesn't deserve the hate that he's getting. This is why I'm very adamant about winning and losing not being a quarterback stat. Because, Lamar threw a bad interception in triple coverage. That's bad. But that interception doesn't happen if he doesn't feel he needs to force the issue, because Zay Flowers catches a 40-yard pass and then gets up, stands over the DB, taunts, 15-yard penalty, see you back. And then when he, instead of just going down and probably getting into the end zone with momentum, he goes and he dives and fumbles the ball for a touchback.
Wins is not a quarterback stat. If you think wins is a quarterback stat, You're banned from talking football, and you don't know jack shit about football. Because how is Zay Flowers making a spectacular catch and then spectacular run, pushing the motherfucker down on the ground and flipping the ball at him, giving a fucking penalty, and then what happens on the same drive? He throws the ball to Zay Flowers, who fumbles into the fucking end zone. Winning is a quarterback stat? No.
Can't make that shit up because it's like
not know what the fuck they're talking about.
That's why I did what I did on Wednesday's show, where I was like, if winning, losing quarterback stat, then it doesn't matter. Josh Allen lost that football game. Josh Allen didn't make any mistakes that football game, besides like some minor like time management things. But like, cool. He's a loser. He lost that football game. Oh, but no, we're qualifying. We're making excuses for one guy, not the other. It's dumb. That's why I hate that narrative, because when I start talking like that, everybody's like, oh, you're being too harsh. You do this. I was like, this is what you guys sound like. This is what everybody sounds like when they say winning and losing is a quarterback stat.
This is the end all end to that. Okay, there's a year, Ben Roethlisberger's hurt, and Landry Jones starts the game for the fucking Steelers. I forgot who they're playing. Landry Jones gets knocked out of the game in like the second quarter. Ben Roethlisberger's injured and dressed. He comes into the game and wins the game. Landry Jones gets the win for that. Winning is not a quarterback stat. Anybody that says that has no clue what they're talking about. Should never be allowed to talk about football.
There's 53 men on the roster. There's 11 on offense, 11 on defense. If the defense isn't making stops, it's not the quarterback's fault.
Let me put it in like
Just
this one.
like you don't win the game, the quarterback shouldn't get the win for a game if the defense gets a game-winning pick six.
Or like this. You can use basketball. LeBron James scores a bucket. He's on defense guarding somebody. If Lamar Jackson scores a touchdown, he's on the fucking bench and has no control if his defense is going to stop the other team from scoring or not. In basketball, you have, that's okay. You can say, you know what, he's pretty much got control of that because LeBron's playing on offense, he's playing on defense. Lamar is playing on offense, he's not playing defense. Can't control what happens. The defense played pretty good because basically the Ravens defense shut down the Chiefs in the second half. Just Todd Monken, you got to take the blame. You got to take the blame. What plays are you calling? It's only a 7-point game.
It just shows that because Odell didn't make an appearance in this game until the fourth quarter. You got Zay Flowers. Odell is a massive upgrade over everything that you had. You have to go get somebody else.
You have to get somebody else to pair along.
You have to go get somebody else because you can't keep having like Zay Flowers is great and he's going to have a good career. You can't keep relying on the ghosts of wide receivers to hopefully show up and save you. You need to be able to make plays and believe in all these people to do it. And you need somebody else as a wide receiver on this team. Like you found one in Zay, go get another one. You found a secondary tight end in Likely. You're going to get maybe get J.K. Dobbins back. He's a free agent, if I believe. But like it doesn't really matter. You run the football well in this offense regardless. Here's a stable of running backs. Figure it out.
No, I think this would be like year 4 or 3 of his deal. Year 4 on his deal.
And then he's coming off of a torn Achilles. So you could afford to just run a stable of backs. Go use your assets. Go get wide receivers besides Aguilar and Odell and upgrade. Get some help.
You're gonna have to make. Was that Odell a 1-year contract or was it?
It was a 1 year, I believe.
Okay, so this is what they're gonna have to do. I'll call Philly right now. Offer him your first round pick. Get AJ Brown over here. If AJ Brown is really disgruntled and wants out of Philly, he's already getting paid. This was I believe the first year of his new contract, so he's already getting paid. So you might as well go ahead.
And he's gonna hate a Kellen Moore offense.
Oh yeah, and he thought he hated this offense. You thought he hated Jalen Hurts now. Wait till you see him in Kellen Moore's offense. It's totally going to be different. The last 2 seasons, quarterbacks under Kellen Moore have had their worst seasons of their career. Just want to point that out.
So, shout out to the Chiefs. We have a rematch of the Super Bowl from what 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Chiefs Niners.
Yes.
We will see if this is a revenge game for Kyle Shanahan or Pat Mahomes just reminds everybody that he's just the greatest quarterback of all time.
The pantheon is about to change if this matchup and Mahomes gets another fucking ring. He will be the GOAT because no one's going to do what he is doing. He literally, look, he's in the AFC Championship every year. He doesn't finish less than the AFC Championship.
Ever in his career, a single time. He's either in the championship game or the Super Bowl at the end of the season. Don't matter.
He blows Brady out the water in stats. It's not even close. Because people forget Brady didn't become a good quarterback until 2006 and won 3 Super Bowls before that. Now you got Mahomes with this fucking defense.
Yeah, Mahomes, 72-22, 14-3 in the playoffs, 4 AFC titles, 2 Super Bowl rings, a crazy difference in touchdown interception ratio. Granted, different time in the NFL, but again, Brady was a game manager, and then a 103 QBR to an 88.4 QBR. You get him 3 Super Bowl rings. That, I've already been saying after that first AFC Championship game against the Patriots where they lost, I said that Patrick Mahomes is the fucking greatest quarterback I've ever seen. You give him 3 rings in 4 appearances, and he's still what, 28?
He's not even 30 yet.
27, 28 years old. That's insanity.
Mahomes was a fucking surgeon in that first half.
Pat Mahomes is 28 years old. He's a year younger than I. And he is currently, to me, the greatest ever. Accolades, whatever. Brady's the greatest winner. He won 7. Fine. There's other quarterbacks I would take over him, starting with Patrick Mahomes. The greatest throw over football I've ever seen. Aaron Rodgers. Take Aaron Rodgers and put him on steroids. That's what Pat Mahomes is. And then we could do the winning as a quarterback stat thing again. He's already got double the amount of Super Bowl rings as Aaron Rodgers, is in his 4th Super Bowl. Rodgers can't even get to the goddamn Super Bowl. Was not able to get to it outside of 1 year. We're watching greatness in real time happen, like we have been over the last 20 so years with your Brady's, your Mannings, your Rivers, your Breeze, insert great quarterback here, your Roethlisbergers. We're watching it right now. We're watching the torch being passed in real time of okay, we really got the greatest playing right now, and I'm so happy that he's not in my division because I've already dealt with that.
And the one fucking complaint I have is the fucking Greg Olsen is not going to be in the number 1 announcer slot no more. Can we get him on Amazon? Put Herb Street back in college. Put Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen is too good to be number 2 announcer.
Greg Olsen is so good to not be the main color guy anywhere. So I don't get it. I don't get it. But again, Tom fucking Brady ruining something else. Asshole.
Who knows? He could be really good too, but fucking Greg Olsen.
He probably will be. The thing is, he probably will be, and I'll probably love him. But he's an asshole. And he's taken the job away from Greg, who's been fantastic. So fuck Tom Brady. Let's see. So as we did last week, we have the NFL mock drafts. We're only 30 minutes in, but this is what happens when you only have 2 games to cover and not a full slate. We don't need to go an hour and a half talking 2 games.
This is
We
what
said all we needed to say.
This is what we love.
This is what we love to do. And along with me loving to do this, it comes with me shitting on my least favorite sports media outlet in CBS. So 49 minutes ago, Mr. Josh Edwards dropped his latest fantasy draft. I haven't seen it. So I don't know what we're doing so far, but I'll tell you right now, I after taking a quick glance, we can afford to go through the whole thing right now. I will just pull it up so we can all see it as a whole. What are the criteria for making something a bad mock draft, Steven?
Trades.
What do we have another one? What's another one?
Not drafting position of need.
And we have a new one for this year. Do you remember what that one was?
No.
That was JJ McCarthy being in your first round. So, Steven, I would like you to, when we pull this up, tell me which one of the 3 this qualifies. So I'm going to now share this tab. This is from, again, Josh Edwards, 49 minutes ago on CBS. So, as we saw last time, we looked at a CBS mock draft. The first mock draft we saw, the Bears traded out of the number 1 pick. Not this time. They have the Bears taking Caleb Williams with the number 1 pick in the draft. Has the Commanders taking Jaden Daniels. The Patriots taking Drake May. Marv falling to the Cardinals. The Chargers taking a play out of your book, Steven, and telling them to take Brock Bowers. The Giants taking Malik Neighbors, which would be a very good pick for them. The Titans taking Joe Alt. So you're probably thinking, those who will be watching, those who are currently watching, Steven, this is a good mock draft so far.
Yeah, so far.
So good. So good. But we're going to keep going. Falcons taking Dallas Turner out of Alabama. The Bears taking Jared Verse out of FSU. This is a good draft. The Jets taking Oluwaseun Fashanu out of Penn State. That's a great pick. I love that.
It's a need.
It's a very good need. Leatu Latu, edge. Yes, this is a great mock draft so far. Terry and Arnold. They need somebody behind next to Patrick Surtain.
They want to go to his school.
This is incredible. And then we have why this is a bad mock draft. This is why we have this is a bad mock draft.
So we have.
This is why.
Nix and
Michael Penix, Bo Nix
are not here.
I don't know how you feel about JJ McCarthy, Steven. I think JJ McCarthy stinks. He may not stink as a college quarterback, but I don't think he is an NFL quarterback.
He goes to the. I
don't think he should be. If he's going to be drafted, he's somebody you take in the 4th, 5th, 6th round. If this is what the Raiders choose to do, Anthony, if you're watching me, I know good bleach to drink. I know real good bleach to drink because I've been trying to drink it all the time as a Jet fan. This is why this mock draft sucks. But we will continue. Roma Dunze falling to 14 to me is a little crazy too, but that's fine. This is a good pick for the Saints because Michael Thomas kind of washed. Nate Wiggins, Colts, area of need. Byron Murphy II, area of need. They need defensive linemen over there. Quinyon Mitchell, Toledo, fine. J.C. Latham, area of need. Kelly's Fuaga, area of need. Amarius Mims, an area of need. Troy Fontanu, area of need. Jordan Morgan, area of need. Chop Robinson, Graham Barton, offensive tackle, area of need.
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid waiting this low to get drafted is crazy. But area of need. Why there's 3 other corners that got taken over Kool-Aid McKinstry when he's first in position ranking. 17th total, getting taken at pick 25 is dumb. Brian Thomas Jr., that's just replacing Mike Evans. Cooper DeJean, white corner. We love it. Tyler Guyton, area of need. Kamari Lassiter, area of need. Keon Coleman out of Florida State. The fact that he's fallen so low, again, is crazy to me. But if anybody loves taking FSU wide receiver, it's Baltimore, because it'll be the second one that's on the roster. Except Keon Coleman's actually good. Then you got the Chiefs, defensive lineman, and then more offensive linemen for the Niners. So it was a good mock draft until I saw J.J. McCarthy.
Now we have to do the granddaddy of mock draft, guys, because Mel Kiper's mock draft came out this week.
Let's take a look. Somebody who actually knows. Well, he also likes J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, but I don't think he likes him in the first round.
Well, let's see.
Of course, he's going to have another one after the Super Bowl, then after free agency, then before the draft.
Well, let's see.
Put him out. He only puts out like 3, well, 4 total. But
starting off, he's got the Bears taking quarterback Caleb Williams. This is good. Good so far, right? Cool. We don't care about anything else. Jaden Daniels is the second mock draft now that has Jaden Daniels going to the Commanders. I am also high on Jaden Daniels, and I've also been thinking that he's going to be the second quarterback off the board. So, well, we'll keep it right there. Drake May to the Patriots. Fine. Marvin Harrison, so far so good. Brock Bowers. And then we have a trade. Wait, no, we don't have a trade because the Titans should be next. Yep. All right, Malik Neighbors. So everything so far is the same, right? Dallas Turner. Well, the Bears taking Roma Dunze is a little bit different than the last one because they had them taking an edge here. But Roma Dunze there would be great. So shout to them. Olaf Ashanu, love it. Thank you, Mel. Make it happen. Nate Wiggins over Kool-Aid McKinstry. Fine, whatever. Leatu Latu.
Problem is, you rate those Alabama corners. That defense wasn't the same. They're getting thrown on.
I still like Kool-Aid.
You just like his name.
I do. I like his name a lot. Terrion Arnold. See, this is a much better pick for the Raiders than fucking J.J. McCarthy. Brian Thomas Jr., LSU. Cool. Keon Coleman going much earlier. Here we go, because they're going to lose Alec Pierce. Or, no, they're going to use Pittman. They're going to lose Pittman in free agency. So, Keon Coleman replaced Michael Pittman Jr. Perfect.
Oh, JJ is Seattle. I don't know why. Come on, Mel.
Over Bo Nix and Michael Penix.
And
JJ's not better than either of them.
I'm not a Bo Nix person, but I rather fucking Bo Nix and JJ McCarthy.
Cooper DeJean, white corner. J.C. Latham, Jared Verse, Kamari Lassiter. There's no way there's only 3 quarterbacks getting taken in the first round. Price Fuaga, Sean Newton, Jordan Morgan, Kingsley Suamatatai, Chop Robinson, Tyler Guyton, Donnie Mitchell, which the Bears need because Gabe Davis stinks. I've been saying it for years, and I got told, no, Gabe Davis doesn't stink. Gabe Davis stinks. Troy Franklin, y'all are just sitting there because he caught like fucking 4 touchdowns in that almost win 3 years ago. Kenyon Mitchell, good. And it's Racksaw Jr., probably just go receiver. Amarius Mims, Georgia. Like, this is good. Outside of, again, if you predict trades, you ignore position of need, and you have JJ McCarthy in your first round, it's a bad mock draft. And now I'm convinced, now that that Harbaugh's in the NFL again, I'm convinced he's telling everybody that JJ McCarthy's fucking good.
What it is, and they will have the 5th pick in the 2nd round, right? So he's gonna take. We didn't see no running backs in that 1st round.
Nope.
So
no running backs in the 1st, but you know damn well if JJ's available in the next pick for that Chargers team, he's going to be on that roster.
No, not in the 2nd round. He's not. They have Justin Herbert on a fucking long-term contract. Jim Harbaugh's not going to take Jay.
If they draft the way they're supposed to draft and he falls in the 4th round, then yes, take him.
He's going to Blake Corum in the 2nd round is happening.
And it'll happen to the Chargers.
Eckler's 30. They ain't giving him no deal. And Eckler fell this year too. And he hasn't received a call from Jim Harbaugh. He's calling his providers, seeing if his phone's on. He's like, Harbaugh's not fucking calling him. Like,
he's not going to be on that team. He's not going to be on that team next year. Blake Corum's going to be the number 1 back on that team, unless somebody goes and takes him in the 1st round.
Yeah, Blake Corum's going to be on that fucking rock. He's going to be a Charger.
Blake Corum is fucking awesome.
They are in cap hell. They're going to have to figure it out because the GM they hire is going to work with Harbaugh. So basically what John Lynch does with Shanahan. So fucking Shanahan gets whatever the fuck he wants.
What GMs are supposed to do with their coaches.
Unless
your coach doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, and they have to be like, stop it. We don't want that.
Don't be like Bill. And be like, yeah, they didn't take this trip seriously.
Shout out to Bill not getting a job. Nothing makes me happier than Bill not getting a fucking job.
If the rumors are true and Ben's going to be the coach of Washington, then at least only Seattle. Seattle just got rid of the oldest coach. Do you think they're going to hire the 2nd oldest coach?
Nope. Fuck you, Bill.
Bill's going to be on TV next year.
Good. Fuck you, Bill. Couldn't happen to a better guy. But with that being said, thank you everybody for joining us. This season has been great. It's been really fun doing this with everybody. Not going to be doing it for the Super Bowl, but we'll see.
Season finale.
We'll see. Tentative, not doing it for the Super Bowl, but we may make it happen. But for now, thank you everybody. This has been a lot of fun introducing my brother to our world. Having him on the show every few weeks or so when it needs to be here. It's been great. So thank you. Definitely plan on doing this again for the next season, draft coverage, whatever we need to do, because it's a lot of fun.
Draft? Oh, man.
Do a live draft show? Drive, laugh, watch along?
Probably.
But for now, I'm Dylan Barreto. I'm Podcast Poppy. This is Big Brother Steven Barreto, the Sand Viper. We will see you later.